What does a typical day involve for a flow manager?
A typical day for a flow manager may involve supervising staff, handling customer inquiries, stocking shelves, and cleaning the store.
What responsibilities do a flow manager have?
A flow manager is responsible for the day-to-day operations of a retail store. They ensure that the store runs smoothly and efficiently, and that customers have a positive shopping experience. Flow managers supervise and train store employees, resolve customer complaints, and develop marketing and sales strategies to increase store profitability. In larger stores, flow managers may also be responsible for managing multiple departments.
What skills are necessary to be a successful flow manager?
A successful flow manager must have excellent communication and interpersonal skills. They must be able to lead and motivate a team, as well as handle difficult customer service inquiries and complaints. They must also be organized and detail-oriented, with the ability to multitask and prioritize tasks effectively.
How would you describe the role of a flow manager?
A flow manager is responsible for the day-to-day operations of a retail store. They oversee sales staff, develop marketing plans, maintain inventory levels, and ensure that customers are satisfied with their shopping experience. In order to be successful in this role, flow managers must have excellent leadership skills and be able to effectively communicate with both employees and customers.
What makes a successful flow manager?
A successful flow manager is someone who is able to effectively manage and coordinate the activities of all the employees on their flow. They must be able to communicate clearly and efficiently with both their subordinates and their superiors. They must also be able to maintain a high level of productivity while ensuring that all safety regulations are followed.
How do you ensure that your team provides excellent customer service?
There are a few key things that I do to ensure that my team provides excellent customer service. First, I make sure that I hire team members who have a natural inclination towards providing great service. I look for individuals who are friendly, outgoing, and have a positive attitude. Second, I provide customer service training to my team on a regular basis. This training covers topics such as how to handle difficult customers, how to resolve customer complaints, and how to go above and beyond to exceed customer expectations. Finally, I create a culture of customer service excellence within my team by setting the example myself and holding team members accountable to high standards. By doing these things, I create an environment in which providing great customer service is the norm.
How do you deal with difficult customers?
There are a few ways to deal with difficult customers. The first is to try and understand what the customer is really upset about. Sometimes, they may be angry about something that is not your fault, but you can still try to help them solve the problem. If you can't figure out what the problem is, you can ask them directly. Another way to deal with difficult customers is to stay calm and professional. This can be difficult, but it's important to remember that the customer is not attacking you personally. It's also important to avoid getting defensive or arguing with the customer. Instead, try to listen to their concerns and see if there's anything you can do to help. Finally, it's important to follow up with the customer after the interaction. This shows that you're interested in solving their problem and that you care about their experience. You can follow up by sending an email, calling them back, or even sending a handwritten note.
How do you manage staff shift patterns?
There are a few different ways to manage staff shift patterns. The most important thing is to be organized and have a clear plan. One way to manage staff shift patterns is to use a software program. There are many different software programs available that can help you keep track of employee schedules. This can be a great option if you have a lot of employees and need to keep track of their hours and shifts. Another way to manage staff shift patterns is to use a paper system. This can be as simple as creating a spreadsheet with employee names and their corresponding shifts. This can be a bit more time-consuming, but it can be helpful if you only have a few employees. Whatever system you use, it is important to be clear about expectations and communicate with your employees regularly. Make sure everyone is on the same page and knows what their shifts are so there are no surprises.
How do you deal with staff absences?
There are a few ways to deal with staff absences, depending on the situation. For example, if an employee is out sick, you may need to find someone to cover their shift. If an employee is out on vacation, you may need to rearrange the work schedule. In any case, it is important to be proactive and have a plan in place so that the work can still be completed efficiently.
How do you motivate your team?
There are a number of ways to motivate a team. Some common methods include offering incentives, setting clear goals, and providing regular feedback. Incentives can be a great way to motivate employees to achieve specific goals. For example, you could offer a bonus for employees who meet or exceed their sales targets. Alternatively, you could offer a prize for the employee who comes up with the best idea to improve customer satisfaction. Setting clear goals is another important way to motivate employees. Employees need to know what is expected of them and what they need to do in order to be successful. When setting goals, it is important to make sure that they are realistic and achievable. Providing regular feedback is also crucial for motivating employees. Feedback allows employees to know how they are performing and where they need to improve. It also shows them that their efforts are appreciated.
How do you manage stock levels and ensure that products are available when customers want them?
There are a few different ways to manage stock levels and ensure that products are available when customers want them. One way is to use an inventory management system. This system can help you track stock levels, set reorder points, and create purchase orders. Another way to manage stock levels is to use a just-in-time inventory system. This system helps you keep inventory levels low by only ordering products when they are needed.
How do you deal with customer complaints?
Customer complaints are always a difficult situation to deal with. As a flow manager, it is important to stay calm and professional when dealing with customer complaints. The first step is to listen to the customer and try to understand their complaint. Once you have a good understanding of the complaint, you can begin to work on resolving the issue. It is important to keep the customer updated on the status of their complaint and to make sure that they are satisfied with the resolution.
How do you manage health and safety in your store?
I take health and safety very seriously in my store. I have a few key procedures in place to ensure that everyone is safe. First, I conduct regular safety audits of the store and make sure that all hazards are corrected. I also provide training for my employees on how to safely perform their jobs and what to do in case of an emergency. Finally, I have a good communication system in place so that everyone knows what to do in case of an incident.
How do you ensure that your store meets targets and KPIs?
There are a few key things I do to make sure my store meets targets and KPIs. First, I closely monitor our sales data on a daily basis. This helps me to identify any areas where we may be falling behind target and makes it easier to take corrective action. Secondly, I make sure that our team is fully briefed on our targets and KPIs and that everyone knows what they need to do to help meet these. Finally, I regularly review our progress against targets with the senior management team to ensure that we are on track to meet our goals.
What challenges have you faced in your role as a floor manager and how did you overcome them?
The role of a flow manager can be quite challenging at times, especially when it comes to dealing with customer complaints or managing staff during busy periods. However, I have found that the key to overcoming these challenges is effective communication and organization. One of the biggest challenges I faced as a flow manager was dealing with customer complaints. It is important to handle these complaints in a professional and efficient manner in order to maintain good customer relations. I usually like to take the time to listen to the customer's complaint and then offer a solution that is fair and reasonable. In most cases, this approach has been successful in diffusing the situation and ensuring that the customer leaves satisfied. Another challenge that I often face is managing staff during busy periods. It is important to maintain a good level of organization during these times in order to ensure that tasks are completed efficiently, and that customers are being served in a timely manner. I find that clear and concise communication is essential in managing staff during these periods. I also like to delegate tasks where possible so that everyone has a clear understanding of what needs to be done.